No choice comes without a cost. Every choice we make incurs some type of cost. The currency of the cost is our attention and our time, and sometimes our resources, whether money or material effort, work effort, which is time. But the point here is when we make a choice, we do so at the exclusion of other choices. So when we have a door in front of us, which we walk through to make a choice, when we walk through the threshold of that door, we're closing the door to other options. So we're closing the door on other options when we walk through the door of one choice. That can lead to something called decision fatigue. And this decision fatigue wears on our cognitive processes. When we weigh decisions, it taxes our brain's resources. And our brain's resources are fueled on glucose. So we're actually expending calories and glucose when we strain our mind through mental activities and through decision making. This is why when we're in a department store, the longer we're in there and we're not making a choice and we're overwhelmed by choices, the more likely we're going to default to a basic decision, which is either to make no decision at all because we're too fatigued to make a decision and nothing makes sense, or we're more susceptible to listen to the salesman who suggests us to buy whatever it is that he wants us to buy. Because for us, making the decision is actually straining and causes us pain, so we revert to a default decision, which is either giving the decision to somebody else to make or to make no decision at all. I have experienced this multiple times because with my addictive personality, I like to shop sometimes, and one of the things I really like to shop for is books. I love books, and maybe I replaced my addiction to drugs and alcohol with books and buying books. And it's at least it's a good replacement, but it's something that I know I have to be aware of because I'll just keep buying books. And when I'm in the store sometimes, if I'm mulling over what book I should buy, and if I put a limit on I can only buy 1 or 2 books, and I'm going through the different kinds of books that I want to buy from one aisle to the next aisle, sometimes I'll stop and I'll not even buy a book that day. I won't even make a decision because I've worn myself out. I've fatigued my mind with all the decision in front of me. Coming back around to the idea of free choice. Now, do we have free choice? We have choice, but it's not free because every time we make a choice, it comes with a cost to the exclusion of another option or at the cost of our time and our attention. So there's an information exchange here, and there's something called the uncertainty principle. If we look at the uncertainty principle in physics, it simply states that when we gain information in one area, we lose information in another area. So when we gain more information about something, we lose information about something else. There is a trade-off. There's an unbalancing of the scales. It's asymmetric. When we make a decision, when we gain more information, even psychologically, when we learn new information, we're losing information in some other region of our brain. There's always a trade-off. It's not, we don't have an unlimited amount of resources to expend on decision making or whatever else. And even if we apply this to the financial market, when we invest in one thing, we do so at the expense of investing in another thing. So when we invest in one stock, we do so at the cost of not investing in another stock. Unless you have unlimited resources, which nobody has unlimited resources, then it's going to come at a cost. And the same thing happens in our daily decision making and our consuming of information. For example, when I choose to read a book, I'm doing so at the expense of being able to read another book in my lifetime because I'm spending time and attention to read that one particular book. That means I'm not going to have time to read another book. I only have so many minutes in my life, and I'm not going to be, there's too many books for me to read in the amount of time that I have in life. So there's a trade-off and there's a cost, and that's why we have to be cognizant, we have to be aware, and we have to be particular in our choices because everything comes at a cost. So free choice is not real. Every choice comes with a cost, and I hope this video gives you a little bit to think about. If you like what you hear, give me a like and subscribe, and check out this video for more.